Hello everyone. As you probably noticed, I've been gone for quite some time. I haven't uploaded any new video to my YouTube channel for I think 8 months already, but I would like to change it. Over the last couple of months, I had opportunity to work with multiple app builder projects, so I gained some knowledge and expertise. And I would like to firstly continue this series for a builder with guides and tips, but I would like to also show you some practical examples of the products that we've built. So this is the first series that I would like to cover, and then also in the current market, the AI is of course inevitable. So I would like to also explore AI topics within e-commerce with you, especially that recently I've also started working on Adobe Commerce, Magento Open Source MCP tools, so we can connect our AIs to our e-commerce stores. So please like and subscribe to follow for more. And today let's focus on a topic of this lesson, which is a builder TypeScript template that I've built. So there is of course multiple repositories with samples of a builder projects from Adobe. The first and really recommend to check it out is the integration starter kit. It is really advanced. It has a lot of use cases cover, so really check it out. But it is written in JavaScript, and I prefer to use TypeScript. So over the last months, I used some TypeScript configuration, created some types and common functions. So I just wanted to share it because it will be just easier for everyone. As also for me to simply use this template. So let's go and see that in action. All right, so firstly, let's start with the Commerce Integration Starter Kit. Adobe did really great job. They covered a lot of cases, added great tools, onboarding scripts. So it is a great starting point for journey with App Builder. They are constantly pushing new features, new releases, and for example, recently they've added support for open telemetry. So we not only can forward logs to tools like New Relic, but also we can use open telemetry to send metrics, traces, and other additional data, which is useful for debugging and seeing what's going on inside of your app builder projects. What is, let's say, important to see here, we have the scripts directory with onboarding scripts files, so we can simply onboard, like create events, register providers between Adobe Commerce and your back office systems. So we have predefined config files that you simply configure, run the onboarding scripts, and your events are registered in a builder. Pretty simple. Then in actions directory, we have a boilerplate code for common, let's say, entities that are synchronized between systems. So like orders, products, customers. So if we, for example, choose customer and we go to commerce and let's say created runtime actions, then we can see some files, predefined JavaScript files, where you can simply, for example, implement the transformer, so how to transform the data from one system to another. In the README file, you can see, it is more than sufficient. It's really long and contains great information about how to start the project, how to configure the project, how the onboarding works, and so on. However, the downside is that it is written in JavaScript. Maybe Adobe will add support for TypeScript. Maybe they will create a new version of Integration Starter Kit. I don't know. However, I needed have a starting point for TypeScript projects with App Builder. That's why I created this App Builder TypeScript template. And it is really simple. It is not that advanced as the integration starter kit. It has TypeScript configuration, some jest and ESLint configuration. So you can start your project pretty simple, of course. But the actions SRC do not contain those boilerplate codes. However, in the actions SRC utils, we have some predefined functions that are taken from the integration starter kit and transformed to TypeScript. So for example, we have the Adobe Commerce client written in TypeScript. We have like a state client also that can be simply used in your TypeScript files. But I will explain that and show you that in a second. In the README file also I explain what is supported, how to get started, and what is the project structure, what are the dependencies, and so on. So let's go to Cursor, and this is, I believe, one of the changes I've made in my life because I really love JetBrains tools. However, Cursor and its AI capabilities are great, and yeah, I switched from JetBrains to Cursor, but okay, this is topic for another video. What we've got here. Firstly, let's start that in the tsconfig we have a simple configuration for TypeScript projects, and it works this way that all the TypeScript code is located in the actions src directory, and it is compiled into the actions. So in actions directory we have all the JavaScript code compiled by TypeScript compiler. So this is the configuration that's doing that. In the package.json, we have a build and watch comments, so we can compile the TypeScript code. And of course, for development, I recommend to use the watch option. So you simply just run it and it will automatically compile the TypeScript changes to JavaScript. So that is one thing. Then, like I said, we have the jest and jest configuration. We have ESLint configuration. We have env sample with sample like initial variables that might be handy for your App Builder projects, especially if you want to use IO events or lib state or lib files. So those variables will be needed. And then we have app.config.yam file. And I want to stop here for a second because there are two ways how to register runtime actions in your projects, and I want to explain how it works in this TypeScript configuration. So the first way is to simply define the runtime actions inside of the app.config.yam file. The other way is to use the include tag in YAM to define a path where is the configuration located. So in the first example, where we define it in the main file, we need to define where is the JavaScript file located. So we need to use the actions directory, not actions src. However, in here, we define the actions src because our YAM file will be located in the actions src. So in example 2, we have the actions config, and here the function location, right, is again locating the file, the JavaScript file in the actions directory. So just keep in mind that actions config.yam file that is located in the actions src will not be copied into the actions. That's why here in the app.config.yam file, we define the actions src as the location of the configuration file, but then in the actions config.yam file, we define the actions directory as the place where is the JavaScript file located. Alright, and on top of that, we have test directory with two tests for Adobe Commerce client and utils functions. We have also packages directory, and this Commerce SDK auth, this is taken from integration starter kit as it was and just copied and pasted here. It is because like Adobe will soon, I believe, release an npm package for this Commerce SDK auth, so we'll just remove it and we'll simply use npm packages to install this package, but for now it is what it is. And then we have the TypeScript files. Also, some of those were taken from integration starter kit, transferred from JavaScript to TypeScript. So for example, the utils file, this was in the integration starter kit and I just adjusted it to TypeScript. What is basically, I think, useful here is that I've created some predefined types, like for requests. So we have, for example, a base params type, data params. So if you, for example, want to pass something in the data field in a post body, you can define data params and then you define what is the type inside of it. So it is really generic. So if we go to index, here is how it looks like. We have the main entry point, we define the params type, and here we use like union types from TypeScript to define how the process function params looks like. So it is the way how I works with TypeScript, you can of course change it if you do not like it or use another way. But in here we have the main entry point, and I show how to, for example, use the Adobe Commerce client. So this is a class which we can instantiate. So we create a new instance, and then on the client, yeah, we can use, for example, post, put whatever method you want. If you want to publish events using the IO events, also there is a predefined function with types, so feel free to check it out. Then we have a state client and storage client for temporary and persistent storage. And also we have some types for returning success, or functions and types for returning success and errors for your runtime actions. So as you see, this is really simple. However, if you'd like to start your journey with TypeScript projects for a builder, I think you can simply start with that. And in the README file, I explain how to install it. It is really simple. Basically, it works the same as the App Builder application. However, before you deploy your using the IO app deploy, you simply need to run the npm run build or npm run watch. So this is the only change. The rest is the same. So this is it. Thank you for watching, and I will try, like I said, consistently publish new videos. And yeah, thank you for your time. Have a nice day and see you around. Bye.